Hello, it is me, Duckling. You might know me from my most popular creepypasta OC, Mika. You all probably know Mika to be an abusive, alcoholic character that I created. But between 2016 and 2020, she had a completely different personality and look. From her 2017 personality, and I quote, it read, "Crackhead, insane, she has anxiety, and sleep paralysis. She has panic attacks when she gets overwhelmed." You guys can tell that I was a gotcha kid. The reference I will be using for the drawing of Mika's old designs is this one. This reference right here. As you can tell, there's a lot of similarities to her current design and this one. But before I get started on this drawing, I would like to say all of this stuff that used to be canon is not canon anymore. Mika's original name was Mika Elliott Jackson, and her alias name was Insane Mika. As for her relationships, her mother's name was Hannah, her father was named Tom. Mika had 5 siblings called Coral, Fern, Samuel, and Max. As for her birthday, it was 9/12/1998, and her suicide death was 3/14/2015. As I wrote for her character sheet, she was a ghost, but I put in abbreviations. She's not dead, but not exactly alive. Her sexuality was pansexual and her sex was female. And apparently I put in her zodiac sign, which was a Virgo. I already looked at her personality, so let's take a look at her looks. I wrote medium black hair, 1 green eye, and no eye. Left side of her mouth is cut, missing right ring finger. Cuts on her wrist, gray scarf, gray tank top, blue jeans, and red Converse. Sorry, I was so bad at writing, I don't even know what the hell I wrote. Apparently, her catchphrase was, "Bye-bye, you'll be fine," and she would cut open the victim's stomachs and make sure that they were awake and rip out their organs. Jesus Christ. Her old hobbies were drawing, reading, and singing, and she liked killing, hurting herself, anime, and humans. But what she disliked was being called crazy or insane. Her age was 17 years old, and she was dating a famous creepypasta character called Homicidal Lou. To shorten her story, which I wrote, apparently her mother was a hooker and her dad was what YouTubers do after they hit 1 million subscribers. And that she had no friends, she was bullied like every knockoff creepypasta OC was. Her boyfriend broke up with her, which led her into a terrible depression. She killed one of her bullies by strangling her to death in the woods. When Mika went home, she decided to start harming herself by taking a butcher knife and slamming that down on her hands and taking out her own eyes. As the story ends, I'm pretty sure that she killed her family. She ran off into the woods bringing a gun with her, which she later on ends her life with. And her last words were, "Bye-bye, this will be fun." Also, this story was written in late 2019, early 2020. I can't find her original 2016-2017 stories. I don't have access to those anymore. So I'm going to start talking about 2021 to late 2023 Mika. This story is somewhat canon, but there's some parts of it that aren't canon. So Mika meeting her imaginary friend on Christmas is still canon, and it manipulating her until she's older is still canon. The things that have changed from that story to the other story that I wrote in 2024 is that her family was not dysfunctional. Her family was actually pretty well off. They were just kind of poor. And Mika didn't kill her sisters, and her sister Ellie didn't die from cancer. Her imaginary friend actually killed them, and her mother and father. Though Mika trying to off herself is still canon, it's because when she got adopted by her foster parents, she went into a deep depression, and near the age of 17, she tried offing herself, but it didn't work. Now for the facts that I wrote about her, she was still born on June 3rd of 1975. Mika is not bisexual and asexual now. She's heterosexual and asexual. As I wrote in her facts, her father did not sexually abuse her, like I stated. They were a pretty decent, well-off family. Mika never had a girlfriend named Sarah, but Sarah does appear in her new story as one of her best friends. Moving on to another story called Mika's Note. This one I don't think will be canon anymore. This one's just poorly written and just kind of bad. Mika and her new personality would never, like, write anything like this. If you want to read Mika's new story, it's called Music and Tragedy, and it's on DeviantArt and on her wiki pages. Onto Mika's new trivia and facts. She has an enemy of another creepypasta character called Karma by I'm a Weird Girl. And yes, Mika still hates Slenderman. Instead of Mika just being a normal human or a ghost, whatever, she's actually a possessed human now, as the thing that possessed her is now controlling her from the inside, like a puppet. I would also like to mention that old Mika art, she is much wider than she is now. Well, this wraps up my TED Talk for Mika. I would like to do more videos like this, talking about my creepypasta OCs or just other OCs. I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.